Hi, I'm Alysha, and I'm a psychiatric nurse practitioner, and I own my own private practice, and I teach other nurse practitioners how to find freedom and balance in their lives by starting their own private practices as well. Today, we're going to be talking about what do you do next when you feel like you have a private practice that's getting close to max capacity and you're kind of wondering, what do I do? And so I want to call out the most obvious option, and that is that you enjoy what you have built, honestly. So you may probably be at a place where this usually looks like when you have built your private practice, you have your systems working well, you feel like your schedule is getting pretty full, not absolute max. I think that you should be kind of considering some of these things before you're super busy. So you're getting close to a full schedule. And when I say a full schedule, I don't mean 40 hours a week. If your optimal full schedule is 20 hours a week, so whatever that is when you're getting close to it. This is a really exciting point because you get to honestly sit back and enjoy. Go on a vacation, go out to dinner, something. Congratulations. This is a very wonderful place to be. So this is a time where your ears kind of start perking up and you start to look around at what you've built and see what your niche is asking for. So if your niche is ADHD, are people asking for more lab testing, genetic testing? Are they asking for ADHD coaching? So you essentially start to listen to what your patient population is asking for, and then you ask yourself, do I want to provide expanded services? Do I want to go this direction? And honestly, the answer may be no. You may be perfectly happy exactly where you're at. However, if you are at a place where you're wondering what's next, let's talk about a few of those options. These are going to be both options of expansion and also options of optimization. So one that would be optimizing would be to increase your rates. Take a look again at, and this is for cash practices, so I will say that this is for cash practices. This is not necessarily for insurance based. But chances are, if you started your cash practice, you probably started at a middle to low rate. And so you're going to want to take a look at that again. There are a subset of people that start their private practice and they start at the highest in the market, and that's perfectly fine. Whatever strategy you had, I'm just encouraging you that if you're at like a low to middle, to look at your rates. And so that often is increasing rates for new patients that are coming in. Most likely your services are better, your patient experience is better, you are likely offering more things than when you first started with patients 1 through 10 maybe. And so you would increase your rates as you are increasing the value that you're providing to your patients. So that is option number 1, and that would be for new patients. Of course, you can increase on established patients. However, that's usually a smaller increment because you don't want to surprise people and increase the rates significantly for people that have already agreed upon rate. And you have to look at your policies. My policy is that I do not increase rates sooner than like a yearly basis. So look at whatever policies you have, maybe build a policy around that. What increasing rates does is it honestly helps you maximize what you're doing. So it allows you to provide really excellent care. It allows you to spend time and increase your knowledge between appointments. And so it honestly allows for when you can see more patients at a little bit of a higher rate, you have the flexibility to be able to optimize your patient care experience, increase your knowledge, provide better care overall. And so I'm not talking about just increasing like whatever on people, but increasing because you are doing more and your business and your offerings are getting even better. Another one that would be optimization would be considering taking NP students. If you guys follow me on Instagram, I am really pro NP students because I feel like it's really important that we mentor the next generation. And so when you are thinking about taking NP students, I think that this is a really wonderful way to optimize for a couple of reasons. So one is that there are some that are open to paying for preceptorships. This can really financially support your business and again help you to provide even better services if you can have income in different ways. And so that is one option. However, that is not every nurse practitioner's choice to charge for preceptorships. Even if you don't charge, there are still ways that this can be helpful for you. You can, this is one of my personal favorites, is taking NP students for multiple semesters at a time. So for 2-3 semesters so that you can train them over time, and towards the middle, depending on how quickly you get them up to speed, they can really, really help support your note writing, there's just so many ways that they can help you. And even though it is more time up front, they eventually will be able to help you write your notes, maybe even write your prescriptions, but for you, of course, to give the final stamp of it, look at it. They can help you interview patients. Again, I am not promoting that they do things fully independently. That is not what we're doing here. And we're not dumping our work on NP students. I'm not promoting that. But they can help you as they're learning as well. So that can be a way to optimize your time and can be a support for your practice's income should you choose to charge. Another optimization. So consider hiring an assistant. This is a game changer. Oh my gosh. So for me, I own a small cash practice, so I chose in the beginning to do everything on my own. And I think that was wonderful because I learned my systems, right? And then when I hired help, I think it was about 1.5 years, maybe 2 years since I had been open. And it was so helpful to be able to offload some of those tasks. And so hiring an assistant may be the time. Around this time we were starting to get full and you feel like patients are asking for reschedules or super bills or other admin tasks that don't have to be you. So hiring an assistant can really, really save a lot of your time and allow you to spend time on the things that only you can do. Now we are going to get into things that are not just optimizations, but also expansion points. So expansion on your private practice and expansion on your business in general. So one is going to be to hire staff based on the needs of your patients. So let's take the example that I used in the beginning. If you are an ADHD focused practice, you may consider hiring a ADHD coach. You may consider hiring someone to do therapy if patients are asking for that, but therapy in a way where it comes from a neurodivergent informed space. So therapists that are comfortable with working with patients with ADHD and know the unique challenges. You may even consider, just depending on what direction your practice goes, you may consider even a nutritionist that may be able to help with exercise and nutrition, as we know some of these things can be very, very helpful for ADHD patients. So basically, you consider hiring based on the needs of your existing patients. And so then those services that your patients are already asking for, you can offer them in-house instead of referring out. And of course, if you are just needing more of what you do, you could hire an NP to also offer what you offer. Or maybe you have the option of hiring someone that sees a different patient population than you do so that you can have more of an expanded practice. So say, for example, if you see mostly children and adolescents, you think, okay, are a lot of my referrals children and adolescent calls for medication management? You may hire a nurse practitioner that does exactly what you do, medication management for children and adolescents. Or if you feel that you're getting a lot of calls for adults, but you don't necessarily see that many adults, you may consider hiring a nurse practitioner that sees primarily adults or geriatrics. So that can certainly be a way that you consider expanding, is just hiring more of your role. And maybe this goes without saying, but some people don't want to fill their schedule with patients, and so you may hire a nurse practitioner to give some of your patients to, because you may be in a place where you are completely overloaded on patients and you need time to run the business essentially. And so that could be another very good hire. So consider the needs of the patients and also your needs when you are hiring. And this is the biggest expansion point. You can consider offering online courses or group-based offerings. So let me kind of explain something to you that took a minute for me to understand and to really see the value in. So when you are providing patient care services, it is one-to-one. So you see a patient and you get paid. The challenge with that is that if you can't see that patient, you don't get paid. If you're sick, whatever. You may consider that is one person, one service. But consider this: if you have an online course that is completely passive, that you have created and you are essentially selling, you don't have to physically be present unless there's a live component, which there certainly can be. So you can essentially sell services of something that you don't have to be physically there for. The other thing is that you can consider offering group-based. So instead of one-to-one, it's you and then multiple people, each paying you. So instead of doing one-to-one services, you are doing one-to-many services. And so this can be a really wonderful way to expand. Let's take the ADHD example again. Maybe you are an ADHD specialist, nurse practitioner, and you are finding that other mental health practitioners of, maybe a variety of backgrounds, social workers, nurse practitioners, therapists, they find that it's challenging for them to work with ADHD patients. So you make a course or you do a public speaking event where you describe how to optimize your ADHD assessments or how to provide kind and understanding care to neurodivergent people. So there's and really honestly, the list of offerings can be endless, but you just have to pick something where the need is there. So usually it's the things that you're looking for are when people are trying to pick your brain about something, and when it's happening a lot, that's a good sign. And that may be a group-based offering for patients, like group therapy or things like that, or it may be for other practitioners, or it may just honestly be for the general public. You may do a course on teaching moms how to best help their ADHD children do their homework after school, or help their children learn life skills from the background of knowledge of an ADHD diagnosis. So really, there's just honestly endless things that you can do in this arena. Maybe this goes without saying again, but when you are able to do group-based offerings, you can help even more people, and so that becomes quite fulfilling. And so I'm going to share with you a little bit about my group-based offering and how basically I owned a small private practice, and people were picking my brain a lot how to do what I was doing as a nurse practitioner. And so I made a group-based mentorship program teaching nurse practitioners how to open private practices. And it's been very, very fulfilling and wonderful to see many of my mentees opening practices in a variety of states. And so basically, if you are interested, let me give you a couple of tidbits about it. We have lots of videos that take you step by step on how to start a practice. We have live, so every other week we meet, live-based Q&A calls, and then we have a community forum where you can post anytime, direct message me, direct message any other members. And the exciting part is access is lifetime. So once you pay, you are in our group, you are a part of our community. And so if you're interested, there are some links below where you can watch the masterclass and apply. And I would love to have you. You are in a place where you are looking to start a brand new practice or take your practice to new heights. I, again, would love to have you in my mentorship program. And thank you for watching this video. Please like and subscribe or send it to a friend that may be in this arena as well. And again, I am wishing you continued success and joy in your profession, and I will see you in the next video.